What's up, everybody? This is Lenny Boat with you. Welcome to another episode of Stuff I Learned from YouTube. Today, we've got several things we're going to work on. One is this boot. I'm back on the Grizzly, Yamaha Grizzly 600. And just a few of the things. Battery was good when we got it. But the Bendix was bad. He'd still crank, but barely. But so I replaced all the Bendix starter, stator, whatever that other electronic deal is. I got that on there. I had to order a case because I cracked the other one like a big dummy. Just if you guys are replacing your stator or Bendix or anything, don't get crazy when you go to torque anything down on this. It's aluminum. You know, if something's feeling tight in a bind, stop what you're doing. Just stop. Take a minute. Think about it. You know. Otherwise, you could find yourself in a situation where you're waiting for a part from eBay that you wasn't going to need if you hadn't been in a hurry. But I'm going to put a new boot on the front of the carburetor that goes to the intake of the engine. And I'm going to show you the old one. Somebody's just, you know, it's old, it's soft. What's going on? Any little backfire, it blows the boot off the intake, so it's not going to run. I mean, if you try to live with it. In other words, you know, let's say you didn't warm it up enough, and you went to hit the gas, and it kind of just sputtered a little bit. Boom, the boot's off. You know, and if you feel it, you can tell that it's old and the rubber's broke down. It's soft. There's no stiffness. That's what I want this to fix on it. Plus, it's got the right clamps. The one that's on it, the clamps are just too wide, and it goes past the rubber lips. So, it kind of just, what it does, it rolls up the edges, and, you know, you're not getting that seated action. So, we're going to work on that. But first, notice the back of the mower. What I'm going to do first is fix these tires. And what I've got for the tires, if you walk this way, sir, or ma'am, whatever. I got me a bottle of the greenish slime. So those tires back there should take, see, it says right on the bottle. Here, I'm going to switch it around to where on the back of the bottle, you find what you're working on, and it tells you how much to put in that kind of tire. So I'm going to go with this one right here, lawn tractor. It says 8 ounces. So that gives me, it's a 32, that'll leave me 16 more ounces to use somewhere else. I think these tires on this four-wheeler hold air, otherwise, you know, that would be enough for one of those, I think. Ooh, it says 24 ounce. No, it wouldn't be enough. Yeah. I'll cross that bridge till I come to it. I noticed on the back tire, on the right side of the machine, it's got a hellacious patch in it. But it holds air, so that's all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I don't know if you guys would want to watch that or not. I'll go over there and set up, and we can put it at least in one tire together. I'll show you what I got to do it. All right, hold what you got. I just did my gazuntas on the bottle, and you know, these marks here looked a little funny to me. You know, I want to check it, but it looks like, you know, this mark up here is 8 ounces. Just using a tape measure, you know, to measure the height overall. So, you know, divided by 2, and there's where I come to with a half. So I'm just going to use the numbers. It should be close enough. I noticed another thing. It probably says on there somewhere, but if you look inside the cap, it's got a valve stem remover. Which I've got green slime all over now, like a dumbass. We're supposed to wear gloves. When I was stationed in the Army in South Korea, we used to drink this stuff called soju. It's just clear liquor. But it was said that they preserved it by adding formaldehyde. So you would slap the baby's bottom to mix the formaldehyde in. If you didn't want the formaldehyde, you just dumped a couple ounces off the top. But I always spanked the baby's bottom. And, you know, for just clear liquid, it's a lot better than sake, I tell you that. If you've ever had sake, you know, that's just gross. I don't like sake at all. Alright, so what the problem with these tires are is that they're old and dry rotted. Now what I could do is I watched a guy on YouTube, you know, hence the channel name, stuff I learned from YouTube. Hold on, let me raise you back up. I messed up. Stuff I learned from YouTube is that you can take like transmission fluid and put in your tires, coat the inside of your tires, and he said it'll last a season, you know. All it does is soften up the rubber a little bit. And I could probably do that here. But unfortunately, I saw that video after I already ordered the green slime, so just in case I'm stuck with these tires for a while, I'm going with the green slime. Hell with it. Might last a couple seasons. But we're going to do is we're going to add this to this tire as per the directions. Goes in pretty easy. It's hard to see your mark though. It's hard to tell the level once you start. I don't know where I'm at. Seems to me that you're getting green slime all over this valve course, so that'd be something to keep an eye on. See how long it takes to where you can actually see where you're at on the level. What you do is you put your green slime in, then you hit it with some air. Maybe that'll blow the valve stem out. I'm going to go ahead and put it up to 14 pounds, see what that does to it. I think that's where I want it. Hold what you got. Alright, we're on the other side. I was close, it settled down, I'm just above my mark. We'll take the valve stem out. Just finished airing up that side. We got to drive it as soon as we get done. Come on, what's going on here? Oh, you son of a gun, you. Thing. Yeah, there it is. A bloody knife. I want to get this thing washed up. Brother-in-law drove it through the mud as soon as we got it. Filthy. Yeah, just kind of keep the hoses straight. It's no problem. It goes right in there. You gotta make sure that you shake it up though. You gotta get all the globules mixed up. You know what I mean? Dang, what a guesser. Look, if y'all can see it, I can't see it. How many can? That's right above. Now, I'll show you when it settles down. I ain't gonna lie to you. I will never lie to you. I'll tell you the truth. If I mess up, I'll tell you. Because I wouldn't want to give you a piece of advice. And say, hey, look, you know, you do it this way. This is how it's done. Do it this way. Come on, man. And it'd be wrong. That's why I I'm not in a hurry to edit too much, but I also understand that my videos are a little long because of it. I try to pause you guys if it doesn't look like it's going to be anywhere near interesting. Alright, let's air this puppy up. I'm going 14 PSI. I did have this front tire here go down on me before, but it hadn't really been going down. It looks like somebody took pretty decent care of this thing. I mean, it's not scratched up or beat up. Let's see what the hours are. Oh, baby. That'd be right. 728 hours. Hell, this machine's new. Somebody said, "Oh man, I got a huge yard. I need a big mower." We paid $2,500 for this machine. I think it was a sporting deal. It's got the 23 horsepower Kawasaki. Kind of wish it had a few more horsepower, to be honest with you. But I have yet to even do a tune-up on it. Like I said, we haven't had it that long. I want to tune it up and change the oil here pretty soon. I want to do that on this too. Even though it's got new oil in it, I'd like to change the oil, which is part of the parts box I got. Got the new air filter, oil filter, spark plug, and this pretty cool looking fuel filter. And I also bought a bunch of new fuel line for it. It's got these junky ass fuel filters in it. But it does have these cool clamps, which I bought a bunch of good clamps. These will work. They're crimp clamps, you know. But, if you notice on the gas tank on this thing, this blue hose is way too short. It's supposed to go in this hole up here on this side of the handlebars. It's just a vent for the gas tank. Oh, I also I put a new fuel valve on it, shut-off valve. So the other one was kind of leaky. I took it apart, and the gasket was pretty much flat in it, so I replaced it. But all I'm going to do today is for right now, just put that boot on it and get all the plastics and shit put back together to where Needy can ride it whenever she wants. And if Randall, if he feels good enough to come out, he can ride it too. If he wants to come down the house, we leave it parked up here. He just pop on it and ride on down there instead of having to walk. He's starting to get pretty sick, and I just don't know how to act, I've seen a lot of good people go from cancer, man, and it's just you never know. Now you don't know how to talk to them, man, because they're going through a pure struggle. It's got to be. You know it's coming. You know it. You just know it. I'm sure you live with, in your mind, replaying the things that's bothering you all the time, flashbacks, things you've done in your life and you wish you hadn't done, or things you did and you're glad you did, and people you met, and people you love, and people love you. Man, I feel so out of place. But, you know, hell, leave a comment down below and tell me how you dealt with it. Maybe you know something that I can use. I'll trade you by teaching you how to put green slime in a tire. Alright, you guys hold on. I got to take this thing for a ride. Hold what you got. Alright, people. Aired it up, took it for a ride, see what it would do. So now we're going to go ahead put this boot on. And it's been a minute, so I don't exactly remember which bolts went here. I've been collecting bolts, a little bit at a time. If I run into a problem, I find out to see if I don't have enough bolts, I see which one fits, and I gotta go to Ace Hardware and get them. So I've been dealing with all that. One problem I was having is on the plastic up here. The plastic here. There's under the headlights. There's like supposed to be a spacer in there, and either I've lost one of them, or it wasn't there. I tend to think it wasn't there because it's not here. I kept everything pretty much in one spot. But I could have lost it too. Alright, let me find some tools. I'm going to see what fits that. I imagine it's something metric. I don't think it's a 10, it's probably an 8. They like 8mm on these damn Yami Hoppies. Alright, what you got? Trying to take the old boot off. And guess what? I had the clamp to where it's pointing straight up. To the gas tank. I'm trying to see if I can. Got a lot of gas in it. I was just going to see if I could maybe just raise that just high enough. No, I don't have it. Nothing wrong with the plants. I use them somewhere. They're just too big for right here. I'll show you a size comparison. See the difference in the clamps? That's the whole problem right there. Here's the old boot. Look how soft and it's just soft, A lot of years. Oh, it's even ripped. I see. Look at there. Huh. That's from these clamps. They're too big. So we're going to go ahead and put this one on there, and then we'll start it up, and I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys how this thing runs and what I'm talking about, and that I'm hoping and praying that I don't have to get into this engine, but I'm thinking I will. I don't mind doing it, but I mean, come on. I want to be riding this thing. I may have to spit on it. I'm putting it on there, right? I'm going to tighten it down, but I'm not going to torque it down. If I get this thing put back together pretty much, and get it to where it's moving around, my wife will let me order some more parts that we're going to need. Like an air box. The air box is cracked and burnt, and we got this crankcase ventilation hose right here. There's no place to plug it. They plugged it to the carburetor, but that's not where it goes. It's supposed to go to the air box. Especially if there's a little bit of you know, you can have oil coming through it. And if there's oil coming through it, you don't want to go straight into your carburetor. Unless you just like the stuff running up good. I'm just going to barely turn this on. I've got it on its lowest setting. Looks good. Alright, go ahead and say it. Stupid Leonard. That's just my goal, to have it running consistently, you know. Get on it, drive it. You know, not continuously having it set up here with pieces off of it. Try not to squish the rubber grommets down too much. I don't believe I'm too far off on this thing. The only thing that's bad is it's got that damn, it's got a noise down in the engine. Let's go ahead and see if we can start it. Y'all hear that? I know one thing, I'm not touching the throttle till it gets warmed up. So comment down below if you've got if you've got experience with these things, what you think that noise is. Because I know that somebody's had the engine apart and shot the gaskets all the way down to the crankcase. I've got part boxes everywhere. This thing has been, I hate to say a challenge, but it's been a cascade effect. You know, it started with the Bendix. What do you guys think? I think I'm gonna clean it off. I can't run it for too long. My brother-in-law's window is connected to the garage, and if it gets any fumes, it goes right in there and makes him sick as a dog. So I have to, be mindful of him. I'm thinking this is the stator box and all that. It says Moto 1988 on it. Man, it is a nice ass box, man. They didn't skimp on that. It's really nice. Buck does not like this thing at all. He's like, he freaks out. Oh no, Dad. Oh, you need to slow down. And he's right. You ever ride one of these things without a helmet? I mean, the damn thing is freaking fast. I wonder how that 650 Arctic Cat would have been. My wife's been on my butt about being up here. I've had these parts for 2 days and haven't been up here getting it done. He's a real procrastinator. Take a ride on this thing. Put the seat on it, take it for a short ride. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. But as you can plainly hear, it's pretty close. And I know it hasn't run for a couple years because the gas in it was bad and everything was stopped up. Actually, I think they did all this work and never got it running because from what I could tell, the fuel valve was just stopped up with ethanol crystals. I bet I could have freaking just cleaned that out and just started riding this thing that day and not even put a word about appendix. I mean, it was beat up, but it still worked. I'm going to adjust on the pilot screw. I think I'm going to turn what the manual says is you turn the pilot screw, which is at the bottom of the carburetor. If you have one of these, you know where your drain is, and then right next to that it's the pilot screw, and I guess it's your like your idle mixture. The manual says to pull it out, screw it out 3.5 turns. So for fine tuning it, I might just, like screw it in half a turn. But I need to determine whether it's running rich or lean. You know what? Screw it. Maybe you guys can see this better now. I don't know. Look how soft that is. Especially this part of it, and it's torn. Man, you know that's trouble. Yeah. The little ridge that's got inside of it, that's what's ripped. I just said, man, I just can't do no more. I'm done. So I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and I think I'm going to go ahead and throw the plastics on it, man. Plug in the headlights and stuff, see if they work, see what I got to do right there. So let me get set up. Hold what you got, you guys. I thought about buying the kit for this thing. It's a bolt kit, and it's got all these you know, like plastic deals and puts everything back the way it's supposed to be, you know. Maybe down the road. I'm sitting there trying to get this put back on here. It's a struggle with that crash bar on the front, but I don't dare take it apart because it was kind of a pain in the butt getting it back the way it's supposed to be. It's a bit bent up. It's well used. All right, what you got? I was watching this video the other day, and this guy, you could tell he knew what he was talking about. Now he wasn't like me at all. And I didn't know this, even though I used to ride a Yamaha back in the 80s. I didn't really take an interest in mechanicking on it. But one thing he did, he was telling me about, for us, let me flip you around here. Can y'all see that Phillips head? It looks like a Phillips, right? But look at the top and look at the bottom. See how wide the opening is on the bottom and how, you know, thin it is at the top? He told me that was a thing on Yamahas and I didn't know. So, anytime I come across a Phillips screw, what looks like a Phillips anyway, I make sure I pay attention. I got this cobalt set of bits, and I'm wondering if it's got those in it. So I noticed it had some pretty weird looking bits in it. I don't know. Said you got to watch out because, you know, they're going to strip easy. So if you just go in there raging bull on it, you're going to, you know, no matter where you see one, you're going to run a risk of stripping it. I got one that's a little rusted up right here. I don't know if you guys see it or not. Probably not. There's that right there. It's all rusted up. The nuts pulled through. They didn't use a washer on it. So you go grab something, see if I can get that out. About got the plastic on it. I'm just trying to. I don't know if I've got another pan of bolts somewhere that I've forgotten about, but I swear to God this can't be it. You guys are crooked. What's wrong with you? Stand up straight. Alright, hold what you got. Let me get my S together. Yeah, I'm having a little problem here. They're missing. There's places on here they were just, you know, missing washers. So I had some self-tappers over there for metal. And they got these little rubberized washers on them. Man, they don't look bad on there at all. I'll show you. Right there. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? I mean, it looks better than not having anything in it at all. I'm trying to do everything I can to make it to where everything has a washer, and man, it's scrounging. I'm gonna have to get one of those bolt bend deals. Yeah, I'm gonna put you guys back on hold again. Gotta go harvest some more of those washers and kind of take account of what I'm going to need from Ace Hardware. Oh, my poison ivy's gone, but it's not. It's so itchy still. It's from all my skin is peeled. I've been putting aloe vera on it, just kind of get some moisture in it. You can see, can you see? It's peeling. And I kind of missed the poison ivy, kind of, in a weird way, because you guys, if you've ever had poison ivy, and if you start running it under progressively hot water, it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter, as hot as you can stand. It's such an amazing feeling. Oh, I really, really deserved a cigarette after that one. I had to have it. All right, let me go harvest some more of this stuff, and then I'll kind of give you guys my conclusion here. All right, hold what you got. All right, let's go ahead and finish up this old video here. I know it's not much, just a little messing around today. Seems like the tires are holding on the lawnmower, so maybe the green slime's gonna work. I got to ride the four-wheel, and I just drove down the house and up the road and around. That noise is really bothering me, man. I'm kind of worried about it. I know they've had the head off of it. I don't know what they did. And what did they do? I mean, did it not work? Did it sound like that before they started, and now it sounds like that again? Is it in the bottom end? I don't know. I hope not, because I really do not want to split this case. I really don't want to go into it. It'd be different if I'd had it for a long time and been riding it, and all of a sudden, it's time for a rebuild. We've done buried this thing in the woods, on the trails. We've had so much fun with it. And I've only ridden this thing down the hill and up the road a little bit. And it was fun. But it's not much fun when you hear an engine noise. And it's not real super motivating to keep tearing this thing up. Keep breaking the motor open, I know I need to take that valve cover off, and I need to replace or get all the bolts to go in it. But my plan is, before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and read the whole manual. I want to get, plus I just want this out of the way for a little bit. In the next video you're going to see, I'm going to be working on my son Russell's truck. We're going to wire in the headlights, the running lights, and the new tail lights, and the new cargo third tail light, cargo light, tail light / cargo light. How's that sound to you? So we're going to do that. Maybe that'll be interesting for you. We're going to have to probably do. We use these things here to do it, and I'll use those and some heat shrink. I finally got a heat gun, man. Because those things right there, you want a heat gun. Just end of story, man. Soldering irons, frickin' open flame is not good whatsoever for those things. What you want is a heat gun, preferably like what Watch West Work uses. Got that little heat gun with the little hook on it, where the heat just blows right there, doesn't go around it and hit everything else that's around. That's what you want, and that's what I'm going to use. It was hard to tell what kind of fittings came with it. Hold on a second, let me go over and see if I brought it. I think I did. Hold up. Alright. This isn't sponsored or anything. You guys probably know that since I don't have shit for subscribers. But this is what I got. Got max heat. It's backwards to you guys, but just gonna have to deal with it. See what all we got in here. I looked at the cordless ones that you could just use a DeWalt battery in. They're kind of high. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. That's alright. This would be, that right there probably worked pretty good. See what we got here. Got a dial on it. It's got a cool setting. It's got a low and a high. It goes from 1 to 5. Yeah, that'd be all right. Got a nice thick cord to it. Now, a lot of people don't know, but you can use, oh wow, look at there. You can use these to electrical conduit, the plastic looking stuff. You can use these to solder with too, you know, if you need to solder some pipe. There. Didn't take that long. Say another few seconds. and catch fire. So yeah, these are tools. Set this up on top of my metal toolbox. Kind of my covered in dead flies box. Oh yeah, another thing we're going to work on tomorrow. I think I'll make my video on this first. I believe I've got all the parts I need for this saw here. So maybe we can get that rolling. The guy wants a saw back, poor fella. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. I have to read my book. Leave that up here tonight. I guess that's it for me, y'all. I know it wasn't much, but it's all I got for today. I haven't had a good night's sleep in 2 weeks with this poison ivy and the itching and carrying on. I think I about got it whooped now. It's just like it's super dry. The skin from where it was swollen and irritated. This is the fastest I've ever had, you know, I've ever recovered from poison ivy. I'm usually back at somewhere getting multiple shots. Just vinegar, baking soda, scrubbing it down, you know, hand cleaner. Anything that's frickin' gonna work, that'll cut through the oil. That's what you want. What I would do is I would scrub it with the baking soda and apple cider vinegar on a coarse washcloth, and I would dig in there, dig in there hard, man. Just really get after it. Make sure all that oil's gone. You know, you probably want your pores open so that you can get in those and get it scrubbed out, you know, because your pores are most likely open when you got it. That's why you got the flare up. Just get in there and try to get every bit of it out in the first shot. And then I would just take some, after I got done doing all that, I would rinse it under the hottest water I could stand and just hit it and hit it and hit it until it got just, man, it'll drive you out of your mind doing it. It's just an amazing feeling. And then I would cool it, you know, turn the water to cool, rinse it, hit it with some white vinegar, and you can go itch free for a few hours. That way, you know, and of course I would wrap it. I put Ivorest on it and then just wrapped it, kept it covered, and yeah, I bet I would say 3 to maybe 4 days, and the rash was pretty much defeated. Now I'm just left, well, you know, hot water will dry your skin out. I'm pretty sure it's just dry. I don't know. We'll see. But it's on demand, and I appreciate you guys watching. I'm Letty Bo. This is stuff I learned from YouTube. If you like the content, leave a like. Consider subscribing if you would. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night, day, evening, morning, whatever. It's not here. See ya.